Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. It's Thursday, January 6th. And like every week, I'm joined by Mr. Chip Chirimbus. This is our NBA betting edition. That's right, folks. You heard it. NBA, just to fill you in. Every Thursday, we'll be shooting an NBA free pick video right here on this channel. And on Fridays, we will be shooting a college basketball free pick video. And again, folks, the Thursday video for the NBA will be for the slate on Fridays in the NBA. And our Friday college basketball video will be for the games on Saturday. So you'll have plenty of time to check out our channel. Speaking of our channel, by the way, folks, if you have not subscribed, please take a second to do so. It costs you absolutely nothing for world-class sports betting advice from myself, Chip Chirimbus, Doug Upstone, and other guests that come upon this channel. Chipper.
Yes, sir.
Boy, oh boy. Last week of the NFL regular season, the NBA, we're pulling our hair out, finding out who's playing, who's not on a daily basis. So let's talk about the NBA, because this is our NBA betting edition. You know, Chip, I've been steering away from the NBA a little bit of late. Just for the reason, ever since this huge surge with the COVID and this new strain or variant or whatever you want to call it, or as you call it, COVID, we just don't know who's playing on a nightly basis. You know, you look at the injury list and there seems to be 6, 7 guys on each team that are quarantined, questionable, out. It makes it awful difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because, and again, we don't know who's going to be held out right before game time, it seems like.
And, you know, Ross, I like to interpret that opening line, that first line you get. And sometimes it is so arbitrarily, outrageously out of what we normally would expect it to be. I mean, I'm expecting a 3.5-point dog and they're 6.5-point favorites. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff because of this. So staying on top of it stuff. And then, you know, we're trying to decide if they come back, when they come back, are they healthy enough to play? Because it affects all of these guys differently. Some guys really get hit by it, and others, you know, just mild little symptoms. So it's hard to figure if there's going to be any continuity and what's going on with these teams on a daily basis. But, you know, we're trucking through it. You know, I'm like you. I pick my spots in the NBA right now, and not doing too badly at all. And you know, sometimes I'm only posting 1 game. Sometimes I've posted 3 games, and sometimes you may see an 8-10. The other day there was the 10-game schedule. I had 1 play in the entire day because things just didn't look right.
Just the uncertainty in itself.
You know, I don't know how about you are. It's just sometimes when I see a number, I look at, you know, it hits me usually, and I don't have to study to find out which games are, you know, are the plays. It's usually instinctive off of the number we get. And some of these numbers are just so outrageous. It knocks your block off. You just, and you can't have any confidence with it because you're going, whoa, what's the reasoning behind this? And then we're searching to find out why. And, you know, you hear nothing, and who knows?
Yeah, we go from out with COVID to quarantined to now the new terminology they're using is guys that are coming off COVID, like you just alluded to. Now there's a parentheses conditioning in there. So now they're being held out not only for COVID and being in a quarantine where they can't be around a team and they're isolated, to when they come back, they got to go. They're not in shape. You know, whether it be they lost weight or they've been away from the gym for 7 to 10 days and been inactive. So it takes on a whole, and I'm not complaining.
Of course, Russ, but the biggest COVID story we have is what's going on in Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving. I mean, he's able to play road games.
It's ridiculous.
And not able to play home games. And yet, you know, other NBA players that are under the same condition he is, they're not being vaccinated. They're coming in with the visitors, are allowed to play in New York. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy there. They may be changing that soon now that de Blasio's out. But, you know, this Irving getting back on the floor is probably, you know, a real shot in the arm for the Brooklyn Nets. And they haven't even been vaccinated.
Or as the anti-vaxxers would say, a jab. Anyway, free pick in the NBA. You have, speaking of the Brooklyn Nets, I understand you have a free pick in that game on Friday.
Yeah, last year it was game 6 and Kevin Durant, they were down 2. Kevin Durant take a 3-point shot, but his toe was on the line. So he went to overtime and they blew a 3-1 lead. Milwaukee won the next, that game and in overtime. Then they won the final game 7. And they were down 3-1 in that series. Brooklyn blew them out the first 2 games. If you remember the first game, and I think we were talking, and I said, I don't see how this team, they have to be a play in game 2. And they didn't cover. They got beaten game 2. And then game 3, I was so sick. And they finally rebounded, came back and played like the professionals they were, and they won the championship from everyone. But anyway, they opened the season against each other. So I'm thinking in the season's opener, Brooklyn's going to get a bit of revenge. The line was a little different. The Milwaukee was having their problems and the rumors about COVID and who's playing what. It felt like a light bulb. I mean, who knows? Maybe they got my picks and they're shooting at me. But
a disgruntled customer.
Actually, they're winning. So, but Brooklyn blew that opening day game when I said, they're in the spot, and they got beat 127-104.
Yeah.
And they haven't played since. And the Nets have just been terrible at home without Irving, who's still not there. And by the way, the world is still flat according to him. But they're 5-14 against the number at home. 5-14. They're 10-9 straight up. And Milwaukee comes in losing 2 in a row. Brooklyn is 0-4 the last 4 against the number. I think it's Brooklyn's turn here. I think they're rejuvenated a little bit, even though Irving won't be out there. There was a little bit of an up-tempo attitude with the Nets in their game with Irving last time out. He puts up 12 points in the fourth quarter, scores 22 for the game, and he's sparkling sometimes when he has the ball and he's playing basketball. It's a sin that we have to miss him, but there's another guy that maybe him, Simmons, and Brown ought to get together and visit the same doctor.
You have a good point. There's no 2 ways about it. Anyway, so you like Brooklyn as a pick 'em. You like Brooklyn as a pick 'em in that game.
There's 3-4 guys down for the Bucks, including their coach with the virus protocol. And Brooklyn's been having a rotation of players as it is.
They've had their issues with COVID as well. Yeah. They're about as healthy as they've been all year right now.
I think they got I think they got a little psychological rejuvenation with Irving coming back.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you would think so. Even though he's only playing on the road, it's right. You don't know, things could change. They're changing these protocols on the fly, and I'm glad they're leaving themselves flexible because the World Health Organization can't figure out what to use as protocols, let alone
we can bribe them too. I mean, give me a break. I don't care about that.
Anyway, all right, I'm going to take a look at the Atlanta Hawks at the LA Lakers. 2 teams, Chip, that are really underachieved so far. Atlanta, who got to the Eastern Conference Final a year ago, just 17-20. The LA Lakers come in with a disappointing 20-19 mark right now. Atlanta, they're off a 108-102 win at Sacramento. And boy, oh boy, Chip, I had to look at this twice. They've gone 0-6 straight up in ATS following a win in their last 6 games. So again, their last 6 losses or wins, they followed that up with a straight up an ATS loss. They have not won back-to-back games since November the 26th. The line right now is the Lakers -2. So the straight up winner, that straight up number takes on added significance based on that point spread. Atlanta too, the last 5 games defensively, they've given up over 123 points per game. And opponents are shooting close to 54% over that time. And that includes just shy of 43% from beyond the 3-point line. The Lakers, conversely, the last 5 games, 120 points per game, 50% shooting, and 38% from beyond the 3-point arc. The Lakers have won their last 3 at home. Atlanta will be playing their 5th game in a 6-game and 12-day road trip. So I like the Lakers here. It's -2. And as we discussed them many times, when it's that low a number, check the money line. If it's 135 or less, play the money line. Right now, I'm getting the Lakers at -130. So that's what I'm going to do, Chip. I'm going to take the Lakers -130 on the money line over the Atlanta Hawks. And Chip Chirimbus, he likes the Brooklyn Nets as a pick 'em over the Milwaukee Bucks. And those games both take place on Friday January 7th. Chip, how you been doing of late? And fill the folks in on where they could find you and what you got going on.
I'm doing really well as long as I stay disciplined with my big game plays. You know, my megabuck winners in college basketball. I've hit 5 of the last 6. Yesterday, we had a great winner with Notre Dame in basketball. They were a winner over, they played. They beat Kentucky the other time. Yesterday, they beat, you had them too.
Yeah. They beat, oh my God. I'd say I'm terrible with this. Once the day is gone,
Me too. You know, it's
Yeah,
a
North
bombardment.
Carolina.
People
They
understand,
beat North Carolina.
Yes.
Yes.
Another team in blue. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's an onslaught. There are times when we used to wake up, Ross, and I'd have friends in the business and they go, what season are we in? You know, I mean, just every
Yeah.
day we're doing numbers, we're looking at games, we're going. The other day I saw a sign for, you know, it was the Christmas sign and I went, I forgot my Christmas shopping. And oh, wait a minute, we already did that.
You're full of baloney. Yeah, I mean, you're carrying, I understand, I believe you about what season it is because I go through that all the time, especially with this COVID stuff going on, Chip. You know, we were playing the last 2 years, the NBA has been playing in June and July for crying out loud.
I know.
So anyway, you could find me at rbwins.com. I was number 6 in the NBA last year nationally in terms of money earned. It's a little bit of a slow start this year, hovering around 500%. But you know what? I was around there last year at this time, and I went on a really good run. College basketball doing awfully well, folks. 19-12 with my last 31 for 61%. College basketball 10-star top plays. 84 and 56, so somewhere around 60%, and that dates all the way back to 2018. That's rbwins.com, and you can find Chipper at chipwins.com. Until the next time, folks, good luck, God bless, and take care.
You did